Well, good Monday morning to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you another update on ICP, just like we do every single day. But I'm taking the strategies and the winning ways that I've used out in the arena to become a world champion. I'm bringing them right here to the crypto desk to make you guys world champion crypto traders. But we're going to cover ICP today. We're going to start at the 1 hour, work all the way to the weekly, give you some long-term targets. But of course, we're going to start off with the fear and greed index. Very first thing this morning, currently at a 29. I believe we were all the way down to a 20 last week. So we're coming up out of fear pretty rapid, pretty good run over the weekend. ICP has just been melting faces since the early part of last week. So super impressive run. But I think it needs to cool down a little bit. But right now you can see everybody's scared. What we need to see is this thing go up into greed, but I use this to make little spot purchases when we go into fear. And then I buy a little more if we go into extreme fear. It's a strategy that's worked pretty well for me. And I'll show you right here on a BitUnix exchange. I bought $60 worth of Solana, $60 worth of Ethereum back when we were about a 20. And you can see we're in profit already. A little over 2.5% on Solana, almost 6% on ETH. Doing pretty well. If you need an exchange to trade on, go ahead and check out my link on BitUnix. You'll get a cashback deposit on your first deposit, and you also get a little better fees on your trading as well. But moving out to an altcoin season index, it's relevant for ICP. Been moving out of Bitcoin season for the last 3 or 4 days, even through the pump. It's kind of been moving out. So that's pretty good. Last week we were at a 22, so we came down almost 9 points. But what we really need to see is we need to get over into these lighter and darker blues. Get into something like last November when we were at an 87, and I believe last month we got all the way up to a 55. But moving on to the liquidation heat map, this is the meat and potatoes. This is what market makers use to track your liquidity. You can see there's a bright pocket right here between about $7 and $8, right around $7.30. But then there's a lot of liquidity all the way down, and that's expected considering the run that we've had. But cumulatively, if you go through here, $8.3 million worth of liquidations to the top side, about $17 million to the bottom side. So there's a clear imbalance. I think this thing needs to cool off. I wouldn't be surprised if they came down and grabbed some of this liquidity around $6. But we'll get into the charts. That'll explain this a little better, exactly where we're going. Starting off with the hourly chart. Currently sitting at about 737 at the time of recording. You can tell we're trying to cool off. I only put downward Fibonacci's on this because I think it's relevant. All these charts are also in the crypto school. You'll find the link to that in my description. I've posted some signals over the past couple of days, printed really well. We made a lot of money on the shorts the other day. So that's kind of, go check it out. Great lineup of coaches. But you can see we're losing the 50 smooth moving average. That takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart. Works as excellent support and resistance. The yellow line is a simple moving average. So the smooth moving average line in white takes a composite of the simple and the exponential, which I don't really use. Puts a composite line on the chart. Charts really like to respect it, so I use it pretty heavy. Currently losing that, so I think we come down, test out the golden zone somewhere down here around 630 to 560. I feel like your 200 moving average will be coming up that way about that time. That takes 200 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart. There's a fair value gap there. I feel like this is probably our bounce spot. But moving out to the 4 hour, you'll get a little better idea of what I'm talking about here. You can see we've blown through the golden zones, 4 hour extensions. We blew through, almost topped out at the 2.618. Ended up topping out at about 980. Pretty substantial run all the way down from below $2. Or I think we were right here. We're around 275. So what a run it had. But yeah, I think we come down. We head toward these 4 hour 50 moving averages. The simple moving average sits at around 608. The smooth moving average sits around 537, but I think it'll be up in this extension by the time we get there. What we really need to see is some consolidation here to move out and up. If for some reason we lose these, you've got the 200 moving average sitting at around 445, and then your 4 hour golden zone's 393 to 333. I don't think that's as likely, but we'll follow this. I'll probably pull new fibs on this tomorrow and get us a better idea of where we're at. Moving out to the daily, you can see we topped out in those daily extensions. Coming down to do some retests now. Nothing moves in straight lines. That was quite a run we had. 200 moving average sits around 619. That could be a possible bounce point. Or we could come on down to this daily golden zone, 538 to 449. I don't think we're going to lose these 50 moving averages on the daily. But if we do, your next stops are going to be 326 to around 237. maybe lower, try to fill out some of this wick, but that's where I am right now. Weekly charts, why I say we don't think we go much lower. You can see we put in a really big fair value gap this week. Made it over the 50 simple moving average, took a little rejection off the 50 smooth moving average. So what I think is we'll probably come down, retest this 50 moving average somewhere around 630. You can see a pattern here, guys. All the charts are kind of saying the same thing. Once we get there, I think we take our move up. Then we're off to the races probably. 1349 to 1681 is your first stop. 2641 to 3325 would be your second stop, with a possibility, guys, of $53. I think ICP's got a good run left in the tank. That gives you a pretty good idea this morning of what's going on, where we're going. If you're trading this, just watch your 50 moving averages. I think that 4-hour or that daily 50 is going to be a great place for a bounce. Set your stop loss below. Only use 1 to 2% of your trade bag. Don't ape into these things, because that's how you can make more trades and not lose quite as much money. And then when they hit, you actually make a little bit. But I'm going to wrap this up. I've said enough already. Don't forget to like our page, subscribe, tap the bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and I really enjoy hearing from you guys. But I'm going to close this out. My name's Chris Hare. I got some horses to shoe today. I am the Crypto Cowboy. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you down the road.